been a while. I have been super busy with work and I finally have some time to get out and check out some cool places, and let me tell you, this place that I'm going to right now is pretty darn awesome. There is a detour where I'm going, so I am going to Alabama Hills, and there is a detour and it feels almost invasive because I am going through people's farms and ranches, but the view is absolutely stunning. This is the Eastern Sierras. I need to take out some of my blankets because on the trip here, my water jug, I had it back there on my bed, and at some point it flipped over and started leaking water everywhere. It was so much water that I literally could wring it out and water was pouring out of my blankets. So I'm going to hopefully dry that off because I do not want to sleep in a wet bed, and then the hills it is. These mountains here are the Sierras. Whitney's around here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what peak it is. And then you have all these rock formations back in this area, and so that's what I want to go explore. It needs to dry. Now that I've pretty much got the Jeep torn apart, the blankets outside on the table drying, I think I'm going to head over to Alabama Hills and take a look around. All right, so I think that something is wrong with the Jeep. That thumping that you hear is just the rooftop bag, not the thumping of the engine, thank God. But I wanted to go check out some of Alabama Hills, and it just started revving really high, and then I started smelling something, so I pulled over, turned it off, sat for a couple of minutes, regrouped, and I have just decided to head back to the campground, fix my bed, my sleeping arrangements. The Alabama Hills will be there tomorrow. It was just a long drive today, so I'm gonna try again tomorrow and see what happens. I am a long way from home, and I've got an even longer way from home to go, so I hope nothing's wrong with the Jeep. Not only am I having problems with my car, I realized that I forgot my pillows. And then after I realized I forgot my pillows, I realized I forgot my toothbrush and my hairbrush. All those things are easy enough to pick up in the morning, if I can even continue. At least the view is amazing. We don't want spiders in the bedroom. No spiders in the bedroom. Sorry, little guy. And my bed's still wet. It is gorgeous though. Well, I just had a really nice conversation with the gentleman right across from me. He was just talking about how his grandson caught fish for the first time, which I think is really cool. All right, I'm gonna get to making this bed. No more pity party for me. Now that the sun has gone down, the temperature is like so nice, and it's so beautiful out here. Up there's Mount Whitney. I'm gonna take a little walk because there is a creek that runs through this area right here. And I think I mentioned it earlier that my neighbor across the way, his grandson caught 2 fish. So I'm gonna go take a peek at the little creek over there. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. All right, it is about 6:30 in the morning. Everything's packed up. I had a really hard time falling asleep last night, probably just because my brain wouldn't stop. And I'm gonna give it one good old last college try to get over to Alabama Hills. Hopefully the Jeep works. Fingers crossed. I'm too far away up from home for this. The gentleman across the street, or across the campground from me, said to go left out of the campground and then go right at the stop sign, which I was going left, and then I should hit Movie Road that way. But in order to get back to the 395, I have to come all the way back past the campground. So let's see if we can end this first day on a positive note. All right, here we go. We're getting on a stretch of road where I can actually use the gas pedal. It shifted. Nice, nice. It shifted. Okay. So far, so good. All right, so basically what you want to do is after you take that right, just go not even, I don't even know, a couple hundred yards, and the road is closed. I guess what he was telling me is that this whole road right here still hasn't been repaired since the hurricanes came through Southern California, not last year, but I believe it was the year before, and the road still hasn't been fixed. But you can get to this road right here, which is Movie Road, and it takes you back into those hills. So about a half of a mile in, you come across a couple of signs that say camping information, and basically right there it tells you where you can and cannot camp, and then plan your day. And actually there's camping permits right over there, and there are outhouses, but there are permits in there. It looks like there's actually only one in there. And then a map. And then a map of Alabama Hills, which I don't know, right about here. And I have to go up here, which is about 1.5 miles. And I want to do this loop here. And then I'll probably come back down. I think coming in I passed what's called Elephant Rock. I'm gonna go do that Mobius arch loop really quick. And then I need coffee. Also right there at those little kiosks, you can grab yourself a map of the Alabama Hills, so you can see what stops you wanna take. All right, I am the only one out here, and it's nice. So there's a rock way over there, and when I pulled up, you could totally tell that that's what they call Heart Arch. It totally looked like a heart when I first got here. The further away you get, or the closer you get, it doesn't so much look like one, but it's still cool that that's the first thing when you get into the parking area that you see. So there is a down decline right when you first come in, but if you just follow the little rock pathway, I think it should take you to the Mobius Arch, and there's another arch over here somewhere too. Oh, look, I almost walked right past it. I do not know how to use my camera. I want to take a picture of this, but the sun is so bright up there that it blurs the picture out. I just don't know how to use the settings on it, but that's okay. This is totally the kind of landscape that you would expect to see in an old Western movie. That's why they made lots of them here. I'm gonna try and get up on some of these other rocks and face that way because supposedly you can get a nice shot of Mount Whitney through the archway. I don't know if you can see it, but back there is Heart Arch. And I have been lucky enough to have this place all to myself. I would probably recommend going first thing in the morning because the sun does come up pretty early here and people are still sleeping. Can you imagine just happening upon this place way back when? I'm just thinking, what the heck? It's quite incredible. As you can probably tell, I'm sweating and it's getting warmer. And as much as I want to play around on all these rocks, it is time for me to go move on to other adventures. So thank you so much for hanging out with me on my first adventure back out. It's been a while, and fingers crossed everything goes okay and you'll be seeing more of me.